I guess I need to come up with a more creative way to say really good job on both sides of the ball, great pitching, great hitting, a lot of production up and down the lineup. But that's exactly what we saw again today. I thought Jacob pitched great. Had some bad luck, some soft contact hits. He kept going right at him. And then, a lot of production up and down the lineup. We scored in 5 of 6 innings and a lot of hard contact and just really pleased. Really, really good first weekend, against a team that won 30 games last year. Picked to finish third in their league, and was really proud the mentality we played with today. That after having 2 games like Friday and Saturday, it would have been easy. I think a normal college baseball team could have came out and lollygagged around for a few innings, but our guys came out ready to play, and just really, really good starting point for this group.
Coach, what's it kind of say about the ability of this team to produce when you've had this kind of output, not only 3 days in a row, but today's game was a short one?
Yeah, they helped us a little bit more today than they did the first 2 days with some free base runners and misplaying a couple balls in the infield. But, you look back at Friday and Saturday, and we earned, most of the, all the runs that we scored. So, again, I think it says a lot. I mean, every night I look at all the scores around the league and the box scores, and, I don't know, who all's playing, whoever, but I don't think there were a lot of, 3 games with this set of scores,
Drew, last season for you in Tuscaloosa, is that going through your mind at all when you get up to the plate, and is that factoring into your hot start at all, or are you just trying to ignore all of that?
I think once you get on the field and you start playing, it kind of goes away, but you definitely feel it, every day you get up, it's like, man, I got to take advantage, You really don't take anything for granted. You may give away some days, early on being here, but now it's like, this last go-around, make the most out of it, so yeah.
And I'm going to jump in on that. Let me tell you what, Drew got about 3 hits since August up until the first game. I think he's just an old veteran that saved him for the spring.
Dom, with the arrival of Mac, what does it mean for a coach to keep your bat in line?
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, Mac's a great catcher. I love being around him, love him as a teammate. And him and I truly believe are probably the best 2 catchers in the country, and him and I are really good friends. And with my bat, I feel like I've gotten so much better from last year and become more mature with the play. But everything's been going great so far.
Yeah, for all 3 of you guys know what's going to be on the schedule starting mid-March. So kind of how important is it to stack wins, at this point in the season?
Well, I'm going to go coach talk on you. And look, I want to win every game, but, for me as a coach, it's just more about, the mentality we play with and getting these kids to focus on the process of playing, and all those types of things. And that will lead to the win. So, we're really not too worried about our win-loss record right now. I think if we got a lot of good players, we got a good team, and if we're playing the right way, the wins will take care of themselves.
Coach, question about the run rule that was instituted today. Was that a mutual decision between your team and the Richmond team, or was that a decision that you or they said, okay, well, they got to get out of here at 3, let's institute this just to be safe?
Yeah, they Delta changed their flight time on them a few days ago, so we just wanted to be respectful to their travel plans. They were flying in and out of Atlanta. Really appreciate them coming down, very classy group, and just wanted to, return the whatever the word is. Somebody fill that in for me. Yeah, sure.
Coach, Caden stole second base of the season so far. He had 2 last year. Is that an area he's improved in, or is that more of a team emphasis to maybe be more aggressive on the base pass?
I think he's getting on base a little more, maybe. No, Caden's a really good runner. Yeah, I'm actually surprised he only had 2 last year. So, you want to be aggressive when the game presents itself, and we've got some, 3 or 4 guys in lineup, Caden and Jim Jarvis and Tommy Seidel and Andrew Pinckney are 4 guys that are, really above average athletically and have some feel on the bases. So, when you have a team, ideally you want to be really well-rounded and be able to score when the wind's blowing in and, have enough power bats to score when the wind's blowing out. And, like we safetied with Matt Gassetti today. And, it was a 5-1 game, and it's just I know that's something that we're going to want to do with him a little deeper in the season, and something I want to make sure that we're good at when we need it.
Coach, across 15 innings pitched this weekend, the starters combined for a .6 ERA. Well, what can you say about the starting rotation? so far this season?
A lot of confidence in those guys. You know, we got a lot of guys we feel good about, but they all did a great job. And I think what you saw out of all three of them, you saw three guys that had really good tempo, pounded the strike zone with multiple pitches, and that's a pretty basic formula for being successful in baseball.
Coach, you got to see a lot of your depth throughout the weekend. You had a couple thoughts about what you saw out of them and what you expect to see them in their development going forward?
Yeah, I'm really thankful that the game's allowed us to get a lot of people in, and you know, I've said all along, you know, we've got more depth positionally than we've had, and there's been some times in the past where maybe an everyday player was in a funk and there was just such a big drop off that we didn't feel we could, you know, take them out. So, you know, we've had a different lineup each of the 3 days, and you know, I really try to stay open-minded as a coach. I mean, we've been with these kids for 6 months, and we've seen them every single day, and you think you know what you got, and every year you get a surprise or two. So really glad that has happened. I hope that, you know, there's some more opportunity for some of those guys going forward.
For Drew and Dom, you know, it can be easy to get off to the season a little bit of a slow start, especially rusty with the bat. So what does it mean for you guys specifically to, you know, get off to such a hot start?
I think the season's like, it's just such a long, grueling thing, you know, so it's just getting back comfortable in the box for me. I know you get out there, you just have the anxiety and the nerves back for the first time in a while, so you want to like jump at the ball and all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of slowing the game down and getting back to the basics, getting comfortable in the box, feeling good on the field, but that's for me.
Basically, so when you have a hot start, you feel really confident at the plate, and you really feel like the ball is getting even bigger and you're able to hit the ball better. Obviously, that's for a lot of us. We're hitting the ball really well right now, and last year I started off really hot and then I started to slow down. But figuring out like to relax and calm yourself at the plate is the biggest thing for everybody, and to be able to know what the pitcher is throwing for strikes and what he isn't throwing for strikes.